Yo, what is up guys, FaZe here and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I got a special one for you. Today I'm going to be comparing the IS-4 and the IS-7. Both are tier 10 Russian tech tree heavy tanks. Now both of these vehicles are, like I've said in the past many times, they should both be your first tier 10s. If you are playing the game for the first time, the IS-4 and the IS-7 should definitely be the first tanks that you grind. And that is because these tanks are very easy to play. They are very straightforward in what you need to do in them in order to succeed in your battles, and obviously they're just all-round heavy tanks that can do pretty much everything you would want from a heavy tank. Now we're going to start off with the IS-7 because I have done a full review on the IS-7 before. I'm going to just show you my equipment really quickly. You can pause the video if you want to see what I'm running. Obviously consumables. Why are you running engine boost? If you're running engine power boost on this vehicle, you are doing something wrong. Don't let another YouTuber say that you should run an engine boost. Now obviously that's an opinion. Obviously you can listen to the opinions that you want to listen to, but I'm going to give you a straightforward reason why you should not use it. Obviously, you are a heavy tank in the IS-4. If you're a heavy tank, it means you're going to be front line. If you are front line, it means you're going to take more hits. If you're taking more hits, you're more likely to be tracked over and over again. And if you're only going to take your multi-repair kits, you're wasting your multi-repair kits on a little bitty track. Now, if you have both, you can repair your track with the repair kit only, and then if your driver dies, you can still repair your driver with the multi-repair kit. So it's definitely a no-brainer to run double repair kit instead of an engine boost that gives you a 20% increase to your speed, or acceleration, which doesn't really help you a lot in most situations. Whereas another repair kit would definitely benefit you a lot more. Now, the main difference between the IS-4 and the IS-7 is definitely their hull armor and their hull shape, as well as their alpha. The IS-4 holds a very basic and generic alpha gun. I believe it's 440, but obviously the stats will be up on the screen for you guys to get the definite alpha of the tank. Now, as you can see, I'm going to get straight into B. I'm going to cap B and get into a side scraping position to get ready to shoot that AMX. And where did my shell go? I have no clue where my shell just went. I just got shot by HE. That AMX shouldn't be able to pen me, but he might. Okay, he didn't. Now that's one thing that's nice about the IS-4. If I was in the IS-7, that would have been a lot easier shot for that AMX to pen. That is for sure. I did actually go for that track, and I'm surprised it hit because my dispersion or my reticle wasn't aimed in at all there. Now I did get shot by HE by somebody, and it was the E100. Now I managed to shoot that E100 and hit him, but didn't do any damage since I did hit his outer track instead of his inner track there. Now I'm just gonna try and cap the space if I can, because we've been oh my god, we're getting penned. Don't know how we got penned there, to be honest. How did we get penned there? Definitely wasn't in my lower plate. I actually don't know where that guy penned me, honestly. There's a T57 on our side now. I'm just gonna back up so that he doesn't manage to get any sort of clip into me. Unfortunately, we can't hit anything apparently. Now that's kind of generic for these types of tanks. You're not really going to I'm not going to take a hit for that. Now that was kind of stupid of me to just throw my shell into the dirt there, but hopefully you guys can see why I did that. I'm not going to take a 600 roll from that E100 in order for me to just put a 400 damage roll into him. It's not a good trade, and I am not willing to lose 600 HP. Now we do have a T57 right behind us, which sucks. Honestly, I'm not sure why he put his tank there, but it is very annoying that he did that. Now I'm going to get in position here where I can still shoot this E100, no problem. 396 roll into him, and that's the main difference between the IS-7 and the IS-4, is that in the IS-7 I would have done like 500 damage to him there in one shell, which really makes the tank a lot more fun in my opinion, because usually more alpha means more fun, as you guys know. There's a T57 now. And now one thing the IS-4 does fantastic is getting into a side scraping position. Now as you can see, you're going to roll 400 very often, which kind of sucks in most situations, but it also means that your reload can be 8 seconds with adrenaline, which makes this fantastic. Mind you, I am running gun rammer, so that's why my reload is 8 seconds, but if you are going to play the tank, I do recommend running gun rammer since your pen is pretty good regardless. Where the IS-7 I should say kind of needs that extra pen because it doesn't have good pen in the first place. Now the T57 is a tank that has a lot of pen, so I'm surprised he just messed up both those shells. I do want to clear the T57. I did shoot the SU, but it's for a good reason, is that this SU has a lot of DPM. And if he's just able to shoot me like he is, and my team's not really helping me, so I'm going to try to get a track shell. And yeah, my team's not really helping me here. I don't really want to show my side to this SU, and I still do that, so that's unfortunate. Maybe we can still get a kill into him before I die, and we do. Now, that was mainly my team's faults. Yes, I could have focused the T57 a bit more, or I could have not angled my tank, or angled my tank up a bit better against that SU. But regardless, I don't think it would have made me survive. My team is kind of just chilling in the back here, and my IS-7 is still on full HP, and he is just only now getting into the fight. But regardless, that is the IS-4. We did about 3 or 4k damage that game, so as you can see, you can rack up damage very easily, and the IS-4 is a very formidable vehicle. As you saw, I got and completely just deprive that T57 of damage as he tried to shoot me, and he just completely bounced. Now, you saw the way I was angling us. The IS-4 is not a vehicle you want to completely front face your enemy. You want to kind of angle it in a certain angle, like I am right now. The way I'm facing the tank is how you really want to angle it towards your enemy. Something more like that. Not too much that you get pinned in your drive wheel, obviously, and not too little that you get pinned at the lower plate. But let's move on to the IS-7. Now, the IS-7 is probably my best pick out of the two tanks. But if you're a new player, I actually recommend the IS-4 first. Since the IS-7 has a pike nose, which you can see over here, the pike nose means that the upper hull of this vehicle is more of a triangle, meaning that it is a lot easier to pin at angles like this or like this, because obviously the upper hull becomes a lot easier to pin that way. Now, here's that SU that I think we fought the last game. Yeah, might be. And you're probably wondering why I'm going right. Is the IS-7 has something the IS-4 also doesn't. Is, first of all, it has higher alpha. It has somewhat better armor in some situations, but as a new player, I think you should still think that the IS-4 has better armor, because it does to the new or to newer players. But the IS-7, if you know what you're doing, can be very, very formidable in terms of armor, and could actually outperform the IS-4 in armor if you play it correctly. And correctly is facing it straight on to your enemies. It's completely different to the IS-4 and how you want to angle it. The IS-7, you want to completely face your tank in completely straight towards your enemy. If you don't, you are probably going to get pinned, no problem. And as you can see, the speed for this vehicle makes and allows me to get into a position where I'm able to just get a nice shell into the M48 pattern. Unfortunately, not so nice that I low roll. 375 is an absolute very bad low roll for the IS-7, as you can roll 575 in this vehicle, which I think is absolutely amazing. Now, as you can see, we haven't really been shot at just yet, meaning we haven't lost any health. There is a Skoda. Maybe he'll push onto me. If he does, that is a very bad mistake on his behalf. I want to push up just a little bit this way so that I can get my gun to shoot these guys on the hill. Now, hopefully our 907 will push up just a little bit so that he can also spot the 183 that is hiding and lurking in the darkness somewhere here. We're going to get one shot into that Skoda. We did completely show the side of our tank, but we still managed to get the bounce. Now, one thing that's very troll about this vehicle is its side scraping ability, as its spaced armor on its sides make it very hard for enemies to pin you sometimes. Now, unfortunately, that missed. I think I just over angled it or overshot it just a bit and hit the wall instead of his vehicle there. But maybe we're unspotted and we can push onto this 183 without getting completely ammo racked. That would be very nice, I must say. Now, using the speed that this vehicle has over the IS-4, meaning that I can get to the flank and get to the enemy here, no problem, where the IS-4 would probably still be lingering around the hill there because of how slow it is in comparison to the IS-7. I probably could have gotten up onto this little ridge and shot the Yag, but I just want to get behind the 183 if I can, because I don't want him to shoot me, because obviously the 183 can ammo rack the IS-7 very easily. And that's one thing you need to note about the IS-7, is that it is a very, very weak ammo rack, especially if you show the side of the vehicle. Now, that's a Conqueror. I'm probably going to get shot by this 183, so it means I just want to push up directly forward if I can, and I just want to wiggle my pike nose in his face, because that just makes the tank incredibly strong towards him. And like I said, I just got ammo racked, man. And that's one thing I was worrying about, because I knew exactly that 180 could ammo rack me no problem, but I still went for the face hugging position instead of got into a side scraping position. Nothing much I can really do. That was my bad, obviously. I shouldn't really have pushed that aggressive, knowing that my team was not really pushing up on their behalf. But I think that kind of shows you the lifestyle of the IS-7. That will happen very often if you are playing the IS-7, especially that the IS-7's main ammo rack department is in that upper plate, and if a 183 knew what he was doing and to shoot the upper plate, then obviously he's going to ammo rack you very easily. Now, I didn't do a lot of damage this game, and I don't think it really showed how the IS-7 could be very, very deadly, and for that instance, sorry for that, but I have done a full review on the IS-7, so if you want to go and watch that, I'll leave a link at the top right, and obviously you can go and watch that. But the IS-7 and IS-4 are both formidable vehicles. It's really up to your playstyle on what you will pick and how you will perform in them, but both vehicles are very, very easy to play, and for that reason, I obviously recommend them 100%. Now, which one do I choose for your certain scenario? If you're a brand new player, like I said, I definitely recommend the IS-4, as they are both very overall vehicles, but the IS-4 just has that extra bit of easier to angle armor, and obviously a more accurate gun. Your turret is completely impenetrable, so is the IS-7, but obviously you can still pin the IS-7's little bits of armor over here and here, and obviously the speed on the IS-7 might make you think that you're impenetrable, and you might over push as a new player because of the speed that the IS-7 holds. But regardless, both these vehicles are fantastic. The IS-7 is more of your bully, get to the front line first heavy tank, and the IS-4 is more of a holding your enemy kind of tank. So if you're going to play the IS-4, obviously it is a comp tank, meaning that if you do get the IS-4 as your first tier 10 heavy tank, then you also have a vehicle that will be wanted in trade or tournaments, so you can just keep that as a little bonus to the IS-4. So if you're definitely looking for a new tank to grind, I definitely recommend the IS-4, especially if you have not gotten a tier 10 yet. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. You can let me know by leaving a like and subscribing. It really helps me out, and I greatly appreciate it. We're almost at 600 subscribers, and I feel like we just got to 500 not even a week ago, so I can't thank you guys more for the amount of help you've been giving the channel lately, and all the love and support you've been giving it. Anyways, that's it for me today, guys, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll check you guys later. Peace.